Hey everybody, today I wanted to talk about how UnitedHealthcare just continues to screw me over and what I'm going to do to fight back against their bullcrap they're pulling on me, and how you might be able to fight back if you're in the same predicament as I am, which I'm pretty sure you are as well. All right, for those of you guys who don't know, my name's Brad, own my own private practice, 3 locations, trying to get to 5 by the end of this year. We'll see how that goes. UnitedHealthcare sucks. I mean, absolutely sucks. All this is my opinion. And what I mean by sucks is they have our highest denial rate. If an insurance requires a one-step therapy, meaning that they require maybe failure of one drug before they go to brand name, UnitedHealthcare usually requires two-step therapy. It's just twice as many headaches. Twice as many headaches for patients, twice as many headaches for providers like myself, such as a physician or NP or PA. So what happened most recently that just really pissed me off about UnitedHealthcare? Well, I made an announcement that I was so excited that UnitedHealthcare finally this year decided to negotiate with me for my rates. Awesome, right? Amazing. I've been 6 years in. Last year, their excuse for not negotiating with me, oh, you know what? You just missed the 60-day window for you to negotiate. Try again next year. Okay, the year before that was we no longer negotiate with single location practices. So you got to get multiple locations or 10 providers, whether it be physicians or PAs, before we negotiate with you. Cool, the goalpost keeps moving. Whatever, I'm playing by United's rules because we take them, and I don't know why, and I'm starting to question why we take them as an insurance. So this year, awesome, UnitedHealthcare is going to negotiate with me. I get to the negotiation stage, I reach a person that talks to the contracting person. The contracting person, there's only one person for all of Texas that apparently negotiates all the freaking rates for all of Texas. You know it's coming, and I absolutely got screwed by UnitedHealthcare. Our rep came back and said, you know, I can see that there are payers that are paying you less than what we're paying, and until we are the lowest payer, we're not negotiating with you. Whoa, blew my mind because I pulled all of our data and I can't see anyone else that is getting paid less than what we are, except for Aetna has one specific CPT code that they pay us less than what United is paying. It's a one-off. I don't know why it is. We don't even bill for it. But outside of that, there's nothing that I can see that is literally being paid for less by someone else than UnitedHealthcare. So of course, the pain in the butt of me was like, you know, I like to make my life really hard. So I'm going to go and research, how the hell do they know this? Well, it turns out that there was a federal law a few years ago that said that all private health insurance companies need to make all of their data public. Meaning, whatever they're paying for the hospital, whatever they're paying for a physician, whatever they're paying for that group needs to be public available data. Awesome, right? Problem is that most of these files start at 125 gigabytes. And look, I'm a novice, self-taught computer programmer, and it's in something called a JSON file. It is literally hundreds of millions of lines of code that I have to sift through to find out what are my competitors getting paid. So as of right now, when I'm making this, my computer's been running for 16 hours, and I've only found 3 of my competitors with 16 hours of running my computer, which I have a pretty good gaming computer. I spent like $4,000 or $5,000 on it 2 years ago. But still, it's not like I'm running it on a laptop. I have a 3090 graphics card, and 2 years ago I have a top-of-the-line processor as well. So I am going to use all of my data to go back to UnitedHealthcare and say, look, you guys supposedly are seeing that I'm getting paid less by someone else by this publicly available data, which now you can buy via third party. You don't have to do all the hard work like I'm doing. But it made me realize UnitedHealthcare is buying all this data. They're buying all this data to screw me over even more because now they know exactly what I'm getting paid by all the competitors. Blue Cross, United, Cigna, Aetna, they all can see through these machine-readable files, MRFs, JSON documents, exactly what my clinic is getting paid. So when I go to negotiate, all of my cards are on the table. It's like playing poker, but they can see all my cards. I used to be able to BS them a little bit and say, you know, X is paying us more than you. And I think that this law was meant to help the little guy like myself to say like, you know what, we need to see what this hospital is getting paid so that if you want to get a cholecystectomy, maybe a patient could go online and figure out, oh, if I get it at this hospital versus that hospital, I could save $2,000. No, your average person doesn't have an amazing computer or the time like I have to run this freaking program for 16 hours to figure out what the competitors are. Who's going to sit there being like, my gallbladder hurts? Let me get a $5,000 computer, run a program, and figure out which hospital I could get my gallbladder removed from. Or who's going to pay the thousands of dollars to access this data online? It's not plausible. But you know who is paying all that money? UnitedHealthcare. And UnitedHealthcare yet again screwed me over because they say that because they are not my lowest payer, that technically they found one payer that's lower, they're not going to negotiate with me this year. So what am I going to do and how are you going to use this? Well, you could use it to your advantage. I'm going back to them and I'm saying, look, here's the data. This is exactly what you're paying my competitors. If you're not going to raise my rates, what comment would you like me to send our 23,000 patients, of which about 5,000 of those are UnitedHealthcare, to say, UnitedHealthcare, we know that right now it looks like they are paying us about 20 to 25% less than all of our competitors in town, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, there's a clinic in town that's getting paid 57% more than us. So when I email our 5,000 patients saying United's saying they're refusing to negotiate with us, and oh, by the way, publicly available data, I know that they're paying our competitor 20 to 50% more than we're getting paid, and UnitedHealthcare doesn't care to negotiate with us. So I'm going to ask them, what is UnitedHealthcare's official statement on how they're going to tell their patients that they can't keep their doctor? Because I know that they're paying us 20 to 50% less than the competitor, and they're willing to not negotiate with us at all and make us drop them as a client. So where am I going to go forward with this? Well, if they truly won't negotiate when I go nuclear and throw all this all in, I have two things forward, maybe three, but I doubt it. One is just put my tail between my legs and suck it up. I don't want to do that. The second is one that I really hate, but is triaging based on insurance company. Okay, you have UnitedHealthcare. Sorry, you can't see a doctor anymore in my clinic. You're going to have to see a PA or NP. We can't continue in this setting of rapid inflation. I've never got a pay raise from UnitedHealthcare since 2017. We can't continue to take UnitedHealthcare because our physicians, our PAs, and everyone wants a raise. So we're going to have to turf UnitedHealthcare to PAs or NPs only. Or we're going to have to triage them and basically fill in last minute appointments and have low value visits or whatever. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to work that. The other option is start doing an administration fee. Oh, you have UnitedHealthcare. I can't balance bill you, but you know what? For the extra documentation and other things, I'm going to make you pay an extra $25 out of pocket. And if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. Or the other option is just drop United completely, which honestly, I'm leaning towards. At this point in time, UnitedHealthcare is about 10% of all of our patient encounters. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're still going to survive. We're seeing 700 new patients a month. Most of them at this point, 9 out of 10 patients are not UnitedHealthcare. It's not going to kill me. But you know what does piss me off is how they're so big, and this was meant to benefit the consumers, the small guys. But UnitedHealthcare is the only one benefiting. Who can go through one of the files that I downloaded for One Medical? I know they're really big and huge compared to us, but one of the files that I downloaded for One Medical to try to figure out what their rates are, 2 terabytes big. Who's going to go through a 2 terabyte file to try to figure out what the hell their competitor is getting paid? Who has the computer processing power to go through that? Nobody. Most people don't, except UnitedHealthcare. All right, you guys, so that's my plan. I was able to argue for over a 20% pay raise from Cigna last year. We got a pay raise from Blue Cross Blue Shield. We got a pay raise from Aetna last year. UnitedHealthcare is the only one that is not willing to negotiate with us on this in any form or fashion. And the fact that they told us that they know that there's a lower payer, that seems anti-competitive. I'm not a lawyer, but if you are a lawyer, leave a comment below. What do you think about this? Man, I would love to get Eagle Legal's take on this or whatever that guy's name is. All right, you guys, that's my rant about UnitedHealthcare. They absolutely suck in my opinion. How many of you guys have dropped them? Leave a comment below. What would you do if you're in my scenario? Leave a comment below. If you guys want to consult with me, I'll leave a link down below in the description on how to do that. I meet with about 7 to 9 of you guys a week. Really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for following along. I'll see you guys next week. See you later.